Now, there is no title to this video whatsoever, but I want to see if you catch on early, so. For Cove, this was my first year at a new school, and I thought I knew what was going to happen. I thought I was prepared, and long story short, it wasn't. I've always been that sort of out of place person when there's the popular kids and the nerds and the weirdos and the funny kids and the comedy and the gamer guys and the gamer girls, and then there's just me who doesn't know what I really am yet. Quirky, or popular, or makeup on their face all the time, aesthetic, or bratty. I mean, I didn't really know, and I was dealing with a lot of mental issues, which I still am. You know that. You should. I hope you do. But let's just go from the mind of a regular person like me. Hey, I told my friend something last year, and I think I regret it, and I need to make up for it. I'm gonna get a boyfriend. And that's the first thing I thought. So, I'm like, well, how do I get a boyfriend? Wear sluttier clothes, act cooler, curse more. Really engage with reality, you know? Flirt, try at least. If he asks to do anything sort of sexual, you have to say yes. You have to be engaged, convince your audience, play the role. And so I did, and I never tried anything before, and I never tried to look the part, or act the part, or be the part, because I always knew that it came with a lot of popularity and drama and stuff that I didn't really want. I don't wear makeup. I'm not allowed to yet. And so, you see, I look like I'm going through puberty. And that's the problem, is that I am. And everybody else wears makeup and they look pretty and then it makes me look like a horrible person. But I know that once I get older and I glow up, they're going to look the same and I'm going to look prettier than them. It's a mix of confidence, like, and then everything else in my life. So it kind of outweighs the other. But I got this boyfriend, right? And he was toxic. He cared about me, but didn't know how to really treat a lady. And I guess it was right, because I never liked it. He would do things I didn't really want him to do. And it's not a nice thing to talk about. And I never spoke up about it because I thought that's what you're supposed to do. But it's not what you're supposed to. You're not supposed to do anything. You're supposed to just be yourself. And I fully comprehended that, but I opposed that because I had to shed who I really was, you know? And they say, you're 11, you can't know any of these things. But you don't know me. And the people that do know that I am very mature when I need to be. If you have an issue with a guy who's ignoring you, I'll give you the truth. I'll give it to you in a way that you can fully understand. I'm good at manipulating words in the way that it makes sense, but it feels like it's coming from somebody way older than you when you're 11. And I give you advice about anything, and it amazes me and amazes people around me. I write really well because I have great articulation in my words when I speak and when I write on paper, and it's beautiful, and that's why I'm gifted advanced in my classes, top class, and it's wonderful and all. And so my mind is more mature than most average kids. And it makes me feel like that's so stupid, why do they do that? But it's just a regular kid being a regular kid, and that's the issue. I never really got to be a kid because my mind was always like 2 steps ahead. In 4th grade, I was in 6th grade, and in 3rd grade, I was in 5th grade. I never really got to be a kid, and it never felt good, but I always accepted that because that's just who I am. And so, I mean, why not, right? I looked up a lot of things. I wanted to test out who I was, because, you know, I always saw myself, you know, hanging out with all my friends and hanging out with a bunch of guys, and everybody's like, oh my god, you must like all of them. And I always wondered, why would anybody ever think that, ever? That's crazy. Why would anybody like more than like one person? That's stupid and wild. And everybody over here talking about, oh my god, I gave him a blowjob, and like we're gonna make out at the party, and I'm like, what's so interesting about that? And then I looked up things, and yes, I'm not proud. I looked up a lot of not nice things I should not be looking at, because I wanted to know what was so important in a guy's pants that everybody needed to see or suck. I needed to know, because it seemed like it was so important nowadays to people who are as young as 5th grade and people who are as old as in their like mid-50s. It seems everybody wants whatever's there, and I didn't know. So I'm like, and the thing in this phase of my life, I wasn't even in 6th grade yet. I was in like 4th grade, and I didn't understand what everyone was so obsessed about. And it wasn't to the level that it is right now in 6th grade, but it was at a level where it was noticeable, and everyone thought it was just them, being kids, but it's not. Now, they're not joking. In 6th grade, they take it like legit seriously, and they actually say what they're gonna do, and it's scary. If you walk in, you just see what they do. If you can catch a glimpse of it, then that's fun, but I had to know what the big deal was, so I looked it up. I looked up first how to clear search history. Then I cleared my search history, and then I looked it up. And there was a part of me that really, really hated it. But that part of me was really, really small. And so the regular part of me was like, this makes a lot of sense why everybody likes this. Because this was when Hormones came. Woo! It's like last year, 5th grade. I'm like, whoa, cool. I mean, I looked it up in 4th grade, but I was just surprised. I mean, I thought it was something. I thought they had like a tennis ball shoved down there. I don't know. And so I looked it up, and in 5th grade or whatever, part of me liked it. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, cool. Now I know what the big deal is, and everybody wants this. But why do you need it now? I didn't even know it until I didn't even know what it looked like until right now. So what's the big? How did everybody else know it? How did it become such a big deal so fast? And then 6th grade came, and then I'm like, well, I don't think I'm doing this right. I don't think I'm doing this whole life thing right. I feel like I'm missing something. So then I'm like, let's look up some other things that other people do. Like, my friend wore a bunch of rainbow stuff, and I'm like, well, what is that? She's like, oh, it's Pride. And I'm like, well, what's that? And then she's like, oh, just look it up. And I'm like, okay, well then guess what I did? I looked it up, and I found out what sexualities were. I thought there was only one, because I'm an idiot, and that's all I've seen everywhere, because I live in a small town in Florida. All these videos of people who are coming out, it's like they're all live in LA or something, which has a lot of people, and I don't. There's barely anybody here that I know of. Barely any, because we're Floridians, and I don't know, maybe we're just weird, but I looked it up, and I found so many different types, and I'm like, wow, cool. I'm not any of these things, so whatever. Moved on. Okay, but then I caught myself took like half a year, and I finally caught myself like, I'm not doing regular things, am I? And I realized something. I'd be like, yeah, I know, all of you guys are like really pretty. And you see, it's okay to compliment your friend and call them like, yeah, you're really pretty, what are you talking about? But like, this was like random people I didn't know who are just generally pretty. And I'm like, what's the deal with that? Girls are just pretty. Like, she's really nice hair. Like, I wish I had nice hair. I don't. My hair is all a mess, and you already know that. But they all see, and nobody really cared either, because they know, like, oh, she probably just, they all thought I was joking around, but I actually legit thought they were pretty. And I thought they were thinking that it was, like, whatever, and they thought I was joking. And so was the confusing part of it. It's like, what? Are we not on the same wavelength here? And it didn't really go full stride until 6th grade, but it was there. And nobody really wanted to admit it. And I got a bunch of Pride not straight friends, and they were amazingly sweet and fun. And I don't want to say their names, because I don't want to expose them or anything, but they're really good people. And then I'm like, well, I could have been doing not other things that I won't mention that aren't normal either. And then I'm like, well, if this whole hormone thing is correct, then if I stare at this right now, and I'm going to full blown because I had my period last year, and it's like, well, hormones definitely can tell me now. Because the thing is with being curious is the fact that, for one, my age, I can't know, right, because I'm 11, but then again, my hormones can. It doesn't matter what I think. If my hormones think something else, it doesn't matter. So I went and I checked again, because last time I checked was in like 4th grade, and that was 2 years ago. I'm like, well, okay. So instead of looking up the thing I looked up in 4th grade, first I looked up something else. Something different. The opposite. Because I was curious, and I'm like, what? How could somebody not be straight? I was confused. I wanted an answer to that. And I wanted to see if I reacted that way. Because if I did, then now I have to do a bunch of more research and find out why this happens. And I never found an answer.